It's a 20-minute drive from the middle of Matamata to the Alexander farm, and it was a chance visit by Peter Jackson 4 years ago that changed their farm forever.
The film company made a knock on the door one Saturday afternoon. I think there was a Ranfurly Shield game on at the time, and it would have been probably 6 weeks later, I believe, when the film company came back and said, well, it's Lord of the Rings and they wanted to make the movie here. I'm not even sure whether my father at the time had heard of the Lord of the Rings, but he certainly knows about it now. Righto, here we are.
Fantastic.
Look, this is Hobbiton.
Wow, looks great.
And up the top of the hill there, you'll see Bag End. And all the other hobbit holes you can see, or the remains of them.
The location had everything that Peter Jackson wanted. There were no man-made structures as far as the eye could see, no power lines, houses or roads, and it looked just as Tolkien had described it in the book. 2 years before shooting began, construction of the set was in full swing. The army built a 1.5 kilometre road. Hillsides were excavated, rebuilt and manicured. Gardens were planted and tended for 12 months, while builders carved out the hobbit holes. Today, just half of the hobbit holes remain.
They looked a lot better during filming, obviously, when they were had them manicured. We were obviously part of the program. We'd bring sheep in while they're making it, chew the grass off, then they would take it out and they'd fence off individual holes to make sure they got the look and the right grass length and that sort of thing to give it the effect that they got in the movie.
But it's at the top of the hill that will be the highlight for Lord of the Rings fans.
Yeah, Hamish, we're here. This is Bag End.
This is the one they want to see.
Yep.
Is it the Hobbit hole?
Bilbo Baggins' home.
And I remember in the movie Gandalf stood here. We arrived here and he had the stick and he went.
No, thank you. We don't want any more visitors, well-wishers, or distant relations.
And what about very old friends?
Welcome, welcome.
All of the indoor scenes were shot on a set in Wellington. If you look inside the hobbit hole, it's nothing but a shell. The only filming was taken out across the lake.
So from this vantage point, we've got the party tree just out in front of us, haven't we? With the ribbons.
Correct.
There's some ribbon in there still from the movie?
Yeah, that's the remains of the party, where the ribbons didn't all come down.
And just across the lake, what's over there?
Just beyond that retaining wall was where the market was in the movie, and where the dirt is there, just beyond that market area, that's where the pub and stable complex was.
How many people have come, knocked on your door and said, let me in, I want to have a look at Hobbiton?
Hundreds, probably thousands.
Starting next month, movie fans will be able to catch a shuttle from Matamata and take a guided tour around of what's left of the Hobbit set.
Some people will say, why haven't you sort of returned them to the way they were? Did everything just get ripped down, did it?
Yeah, at the end of filming, obviously secrecy is a big part in the mystique of what was here for when they released the movie, and they took everything away on completion of filming, and I think they did it, from what I gather, through all the sets throughout New Zealand, and we're fortunate enough to have these remains that you see here.
What remains is a quiet, secluded place, a place where hobbits once lived. Now it's a place where people can come and relive the movie.
I think a lot of people have come to Matamata over the last year or so and been disappointed that they can't see it, and those that do come, hopefully they go away happy.